Angie, you have a business in High Street in Bangor, an art studio. And how do you feel business is at the moment with the town?
Well, it's very quiet. I have my local students that come, but unfortunately, because of the car parking situation here at the back of the art studio, you get an hour, for parking, and the classes are 2 hours long, and so they're running out every 5 minutes to put money in the machine, which the car park to me should be free for Bangor.
Do you feel that if the car park was free, it would help footfall into the town and help all types of business?
Most definitely, and it would probably generate actually new businesses as well in High Street, because to open a new business in the High Street, if you're not going to have places for your customers to park in, it would totally put you off.
And then, of course, people can go out of town shopping, which is the scourge of many
And
a
park
town.
for free
and
in a lot
free.
of shopping centres, which is the big crime as far as I'm concerned. If we had free parking, that would take the business back into the town and not the big shopping centres.
Do you feel that the council and I suppose councillors in North Down pay any attention to the shopkeepers? Are they remote? Do they ever come to see you, stop in to ask what your concerns might be, or anything we could do to help?
Not really, no. I haven't seen anybody come round and ask locals for their opinions.
They're sort of detached and then
Yes.
tell you what's happening rather than ask you what you need.
And the next thing you find out, they're spending thousands on this, thousands on that, but they're totally avoiding the problem, which is to bring people back into the town.
John, you own and run a business in Bangor in the High Street. How do you find trade, and do you find that enough is being done to encourage trade?
I've been in Bangor 10 years today, trading in Bangor. Trade is dying on its feet in Bangor. There's more empty shops, there's full shops, and I feel the Bangor Council does not support in any shape or form the traders or try to help the traders through this recession that's happening at present.
Have you found any councillors even come round to find out, rather than dictate to you what they think should be happening, do you find that any of them come round to take your opinion?
Yeah, I honestly have never spoke to a councillor about trade in Bangor. I have spoke to town centre management, which has never helped me personally, but I've never spoke to councillors. Never come into my shop to ask how trade is.
So in 10 years trading, you haven't had a councillor
I have never spoke to a
despite
councillor.
the state of the town to ask you how things are?
I have never spoke to a councillor in 10 years in trading in Bangor.
What would you like to see done or encouraged to try and increase footfall into the town?
At the minute, when I was a kid, there was things in Bangor to come to. I don't feel there's anything in Bangor for people to come to. Let's try and get the trade, the street fairs, street markets, to get people footfall back onto the street. And we'll look forward, maybe once a month, once a week, the people will look forward, let's go to Bangor for the day. We need to do something, but there's nothing happening at this time.
And do you feel that the council are just aloof and abandoned you?
The councillors, they're more interested in their wage packet, and that's me personally speaking, than what the trade is in Bangor. I know they've been in different foreign countries to see how it's done, and spent a lot of money, and has put Bangor Council in debt, but they've never done anything to put in place to try and implement anything to support the traders.
There's somewhere around £40 million in debt actually, but if you looked at the town, it's hard to see where it went.
Exactly, and where's the money going to? It's my rates, it's my tax I'm paying, everything else, and there's nothing coming back into Bangor.
I mean, here you are with a shop in High Street trying to here you are in High Street in the centre of the town, and actually I just noticed behind you we have an empty shop and we have another empty one here. I mean, you're surrounded by empty shops, and it must make it obviously all the more difficult.
The more empty shops, the harder, because there's a number of people to come to, and it's also, it goes back to some of the people's overpricing what they think the rent should be. Mm-hmm. If the footfall was in Bangor, yes, ask for that money, but when the Bangor's empty, the council should try and promote the people who own. So probably say, listen, well, we'll subsidise, or we'll do something, give a year's free rates or something to try and get the shops full.
Or even a starter plan.
Even a starter plan or something just to help them. But as soon as you walk through the door, there are new rates, water rates, and then they pay to get your bin collected every week.
Before you put a pound in the till.
Before you put a pound in the till.
And how do you feel that then with shops and rates obviously is a major part of your annual outgoing?
Yes.
And how do you feel then about other shops that maybe don't pay rates?
It's very unfair. Where I pay rates. I know there's some of the bigger stores which has been exempt for rates for a year to get them in, or 3 years, and after the rates has had to pay it, they've left Bangor. Also water rates. We pay water rates for a toilet and for a sink, a cup of coffee. Doesn't sound much, but if you're handing £400-500 out a year on water rates, plus another £4,000 rates on the property, it adds up.
Well, it builds up. It's another stealth tax, really.
Absolutely,
Coming
absolutely.
off your
And
bottom
if you're
line.
1 month late at all, they're knocking on your door. There's no leeway.
Thanks very much, John.
All right, thank you.